Ferrari dared to dream in 2025. After years of frustration, they assembled a lineup that promised magic. Lewis Hamilton, the seven-time world champion, and Charles Leclerc, the bright star of the team's future. Together, with a redesigned car and a reshaped technical department, Ferrari declared its intention loudly. They weren't just aiming for podiums, they were aiming for titles. But just a few races into the season, that dream is quickly becoming a nightmare. 3 races. That's all it took for the cracks to show. Australia brought confusion, China delivered humiliation, and Japan broke something far deeper, Ferrari's unity. The SF25, Ferrari's 2025 Challenger, was supposed to be their redemption. It was built with precision based on years of lessons. Wind tunnel results were promising. Simulator data looked exciting. But once rubber hit the track in Melbourne, things started to unravel. Then came Suzuka, and Hamilton's words after qualifying said it all. "We can't run at the heights we would like." A calm sentence, but one that cut deep. Why? Because it exposed a fundamental flaw. The car was designed to run low, hugging the ground for maximum ground effect. But after Hamilton's dramatic disqualification in China due to plank wear, Ferrari had no choice but to raise the car's ride height by about 3 millimeters. That might sound small, but in Formula One it's massive. That tweak robbed them of up to 20 points of downforce. That's 3 to 4 tenths of a second per lap gone. And that's the difference between fighting for pole or falling into the midfield. And even after lifting the car, the issues didn't disappear. In fact, they grew louder. Rear-end instability, set-up unpredictability, structural softness in the chassis. Ferrari had been wrestling with these demons since pre-season testing. Suzuka didn't create a crisis, it confirmed it. But what happened? Next is what truly shook the foundations of Maranello. Inside the team, a quiet war was beginning. Engineers were divided. Her new floor had been developed, carefully modeled, tested, and expected to debut later in Miami. But after Japan, some pushed to bring it early to Bahrain. Their argument? The floor showed clear aerodynamic benefits, better grip, more stability. Hard data supported it. "Let's run it now," they said. But technical director Loic Serra and team principal Frédéric Vasseur weren't so sure. Their fear. The problem isn't just in the aerodynamics, it's in the car's balance, its soul. Adding a new floor might not fix that. Worse, it could make things murkier, harder to analyze, harder to control. And so a decision was made. Before Bahrain, Ferrari would test both versions. Hamilton would try the updated floor. The reserve driver, filling in for Leclerc in FP1, would use the original. That way the data could speak. But behind this technical test lay something far more serious. Ferrari didn't know what direction it was heading anymore. The chaos wasn't limited to the garage. It had reached the drivers too. Leclerc, once the team's calm center, finally cracked after Suzuka. In a closed-door meeting, he said what many feared, "Enough, I'm going my own way." According to reports, this wasn't emotion, it was intention. Leclerc was done playing by a technical rulebook that didn't suit his driving style, especially when it felt like Hamilton's preferences were taking priority. So he made a bold decision. From now on, he would take charge of his own car's development path, and just like that, Ferrari's driver unity shattered. Leclerc and Hamilton, once seen as a dream team, now stood on opposite ends of a silent divide. Leclerc had reason to feel justified. Despite Ferrari's struggles, he had regularly outqualified and outraced Hamilton. At Suzuka, he said, "I had a perfect weekend. I couldn't have done more." But fourth place was all he got. That frustration pushed him to reset everything. "I'm going to Sakhir with a very different vision," he said. "I have a clear direction for my style, and I hope it works." Meanwhile, Hamilton kept his tone measured, but the disappointment was clear. "I didn't have more than that pace," he said after Japan. "I was struggling with the rear." He openly admitted that even with better qualifying, Mercedes probably would have passed him. He didn't need to say more. The reality was obvious. He was frustrated too. Now, Ferrari isn't just running one car. It's running two philosophies, two approaches, two beliefs. And in a sport where every fraction of a second matters, that split can be deadly. But there's more. Politics has entered the picture. Hamilton, though new to Ferrari, has quickly become the loudest voice in technical meetings. His history, his titles, his experience, they carry weight. Vasseur knows him well, having worked with him in junior categories, and he trusts him, perhaps too much. That's where Leclerc's frustration began. It's no secret that Hamilton helped shape Mercedes during their dominant years. From 2019 to 2021, he worked side by side with engineers like Serra to build unbeatable cars. At Ferrari, he hoped to do the same, but this time he didn't walk into a winning machine. He walked into a battlefield. Leclerc, once loyal to team decisions, is no longer waiting. His trust has limits. And now, for the first time since joining Ferrari, he's pushing back hard. The result? A quiet split, not just in performance, but in power. Hamilton has the ears of Vasseur and the factory. Leclerc has the results and a point to prove. Even Jacques Villeneuve weighed in, saying Ferrari was being taken over by Hamilton. It's a dramatic statement, but not without weight. Hamilton's arrival has changed the team's center of gravity, whether he meant to or not. Now all eyes turn to Bahrain. What was once just another race is now a test of survival. The updated floor promises improvements, tweaks to the Venturi tunnels, rear extractors, a redesigned rear wing and new brake ducts, all focused on solving the SF25's worst flaws: unpredictability, instability, and a lack of confidence under load. But unless Ferrari first solves the deeper balance issues, these upgrades may fall short, or worse, split development paths. Further, if Hamilton and Leclerc keep steering in different directions, Ferrari risks creating two completely different cars. That would mean split data, split focus, and divided resources.